Hi friends, welcome to my channel, and this is VMware Certification VCP 6.5 data center virtualization training video, and this is the 14th video in this series. And today in this video I'm going to show you how to deploy VMware distributed switches for vMotion. So in last video we have deployed with VMware distributed switches for management and VM networks. So let's see what is my info here. So the first machine is Win2K12 DC01, which is my Active Directory server. You can see my domain name is victorinfosol.com. Here you can see Win2K12 DC01, domain name is victorinfosol.com, and my Active Directory and DNS server is running on this machine. And the second machine is vCenter 65, which is my vCenter server, which we are using from last few videos. I'm going to log in vSphere web client here on my vCenter server. If you go here, you can find computer name vCenter 65 and domain is victorinfosol.com. So here we go, log in with the Windows session authentication. So it will take few seconds. So here we are on VMware vSphere web client. You can see here, if I go here, you can cancel this. So and next we have a 3 ESXi hosts, ESX1, ESX2 and ESX3, all are connected with my vCenter infra. So you can see we have a 3 hosts here, and if I go to networks, distributed switches, you can see I have one distributed switch, which is this prod D switch, and if I go to distributed port group, we have a 2 port group created for now, one for management and one for VNet. This is being used for management traffic, and this is for virtual machine traffic. So now we are going to create one distributed switches for you can say vMotion. So here's the step-by-step task to create and deploy distributed switches. So before doing anything, go to any server, ESXi host. You can see we have a 2 port group on each host. So this is host 1, we have a 2 port group. Same on ESX2, we have a 2 port group, and ESX3 as well as. So we need to create a 1 port group in a distributed switch, which we have a prod D switch, and then we have to assign port links. So let's do it. So the first task is add and rename the uplink to existing distributed switches. So if I go here on my distributed switch, go to configure, and then I can see the number of uplinks. We have 4 because 2 is being used for, if I go to topology, you can see here 2 are used for management and 2 are being used for VM network. And if I expand this, you can see VM kernel port for management, we are using this 41, 42, 43. And if I go to virtual machine, my one virtual machine, which is Win2K8 R2, is assigned to VNet port group. So here we can do one thing, we need to assign more uplink. So edit and make it 6. I'm adding 2 for vMotion, and now we can go ahead and rename this uplink. So click on uplink rename, and here I'm going to vMotion -01, and this is going to be a vMotion -02. Click OK, and now click OK. It will take. So now you can see we have 2 vMotion NIC, but it's not assigned to any port group. So we need to create a port group, which is next task, create a new switch port group. So I'm going to create a new port group. Click here and distributed port group, new distributed port group, click yes, and call it like vMotion distributed port group. Click next. Now you can see we have a port group, number of ports, I'm going to assign 2. Click next and click finish. Now we have here port group, but you can see it's mapped with all the ports, so I'm going to make it let's change here. So go to distributed switch port group and go to teaming and failover. So I'm going to exclude these all ports from here, so we have only vMotion 1 and vMotion 2 is mapped with this port group. So let's refresh once. So now you can see this is mapped with management NICs, this is mapped with vMotion NICs, and this is mapped with VM networks. So good to go. And now we have assign uplink to distributed. This is done. Now we need to create a VM kernel network adapter on all ESXi hosts. So let's do this. So everything looks good here. So now we need to go at physical level binding. So I'm going to my ESX host 1. If I go ESX host 1 in a networks, you are able to see here the vMotion port group is added and it's deployed to all 3 hosts. So now what we need to do, go to configuration. We have a kernel port here. You can see we have a kernel port, and if I go here physical adapters, you can see the 6 and 8 ports is still not assigned to any port group or any switches. So we need to go and assign these switches. So to configure this, I'm going to click on virtual switch. You can see here virtual switch status. So now you can see this is assigned to VM kernel port, and so we need to go and check these adapters. So click here, click on add and VM kernel network adapter, click next, and now I'm going to use existing switch which is vMotion, which we have just deployed. Click next and click next, and now it will ask you for the network level name. So I'm going to use the same, and here you need to take the vMotion to allow vMotion traffic on this port. So now we need to configure the IP address. So I'm going to call it like 192.168.1.111 and 255.255.255.0. Now you can see it's assigned to vMotion 1 and 2. Now we need to decide dedicate the NIC. So click here on manage physical network adapter for port switch, and then you need to assign the ports. So I'm going to use the 6 here, and the next 7 is here. So now we have assigned all the ports to dedicated traffic. So now if I click here, you can see the vMotion is dedicated with these 2 switches. So same we need to do on ESXi 2 also. So go here, create one VM kernel ports. So use the existing vMotion port group, click next, and you need to check the vMotion traffic, enable services. Next, configure the IP address 192.168.1.1.2 for this, 255.255.255.0. Click next and click finish. And after this, we need to assign a ports. So go here and assign the port for, select this, and vMotion 1. Assign port, vMotion 2, assign port, physical port. So now finally we need to go and do the same on our ESXi 3. So click here and kernel port and select the vMotion group. Click OK, next. But select the vMotion enable services and configure the static IP address 192.168.1.1.3.255.255.255.0. Click next and finish. So everything is done. Now we need to assign ports. So for vMotion 1 6, for vMotion 2 7. So click OK and verify here. It's assigned, so good to know. So it's done, and now next task is deploy vMotion distributed switches on all ESXi hosts. So basically I have done this task manually on all the ESX hosts, which is mean we have assigned the physical ports to these switches which we have deployed vMotion switches. If you don't want to do from here, you can go to networks, and then for now we have a topology here. Like management, we have Tunix, vMotion we have Tunix, and VMnet we have Tunix. Either you can go here and manage the ESXi host and go to add host and manage. So we can go here, manage host networking, select next, and we have attached host. If you see, we have attached host 3, and if I click next, you can manage the physical network adapter and VM kernel adapter. So basically you need to assign the switch ports, vMotion ports here. So we have already done, so everything looks good here. So now we can go ahead and test our vMotion and it's happening or not. So I'm going to use this machine. So first I want to power on this machine, so go ahead and power on. And then we'll check the migration. We'll migrate this machine from ESX1 to ESX any other ESX host. So now machine is on. We can go here and log in, and also we can go here and try to ping the server, this virtual machine, so we will get to know like if there any RTO or not. So ping, what is the IP address of this machine? We can see from here on the summary page. We have IP of this virtual machine, so it's 192.168.1.231. Now you can see it's pinging, so I'm going to make it -3. Same, I'm going to do a ping from here to my DC, which is 192.168.1.254 -T. Now I can do a migration. So I'm going to, this virtual machine is currently running on you can see on ESXi1, so I'm going to move it from ESXi1 to ESXi3. So going to right click here and click on migrate, and we have option here, change compute resource only, means migrate this virtual machine to another host or cluster. And we have a change storage, so I'm going to move this computer resource only, so click next. And now I'm going to move on ESXi3, its compatibility check succeeded, so click next. And we have also option here to select the source network and destination network. So we have the same network info on all the 3 ESXi hosts, so no need to worry. Click next. And we have a schedule time vMotion and high priority recommended, so I'm going to do this. Click next and click on finish. So you can see that we are changing the compute resource, which is host, to ESXi3, so no network reassignment. Click finish. And now you can see the relocate virtual machine is running, around 40% is done, and we need to see if there are any RTO or delay from network side. So now you can see we have one RTO here. So now you can see it's completed, and now our ESXi host is 3 is holding this virtual machine. And more, if you want to try on another ESX host which is left, is 2. so we can do that also. So go and select ESXi2, so click next, and it's good, click next, finish. So it's going to move this virtual machine now on ESXi2. Almost done, and now you can see the machine is moved to ESXi2. So this is all about how to deploy VMware distributed switches for vMotion, and how to do a vMotion by using the distributed switches. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any suggestion, any question, you can ask me. So thank you for watching once again. Bye bye.